I am here to tell you about the man who single-handedly started the snowball that is about to cause an avalanche that will cover Hollywood and take it down. My name is General Saunders, and I'm here today to talk to you about Mr. Jar Jar Abrams. During the riots, peaceful protests where people died and things were stolen and set on fire and lives were ruined, in a peaceful way, of course, Jar Jar Abrams decided he was going to take to Twitland, and he said, no more white comfort, no more hiding. And that's what he did in his shiny white mansion with his shiny white money. See, rich white people are terrified right now. Terrified that the regular people, like us folk, who don't have a lot of money, are going to figure out we don't have to let them have that much money. We don't have to give them our cash. They also know if the minority groups decide to take aim at them, they can now spout out all of them buzzwords that they're throwing around, like diversity, inclusion, and representation. I swear, sometimes Hollywood makes me scratch my head. He has a partner in crime, in case you didn't know, and her name is Kathleen Kennedy. That's right, the woman who was single-handedly burying Star Wars, much like Jar Jar Abrams did with Star Trek, and much like Paramount Plus is currently doing whatever thing related to that show. Now, Jar Jar Abrams and Alex Kurtzman, they surround themselves with sycophants and activists. And these people, well, they like to get their hand in everything. And Kathleen Kennedy, she does the same. Kathleen Kennedy was about to be fired for her horrible transgressions and mismanagement of everything. But you don't understand. She's too feminist and too female to fire. And also, can't confirm this, but there is a rumor she may be a Lesbanese. That's just the way it goes, which would explain why 20% of the country that considers themselves LGBT and 0.04% of the country that considers themselves trans now get 100% of the representation. All your favorite comic books, gay. Superman, Jar Jar Abrams wants to be black. And let me warn you right now, if you are a fan of Constantine, when you find out what they plan on doing, your head will explode. I will give you a hint. It is a diverse female by the name of Joan Constantine. There's also a rumor could be a diverse male, but we all know we cannot have any males lead series in 2022 that was going to be called, and I crap you not, boys, Juan Constantine. They are throwing everything at the wall to see if it sticks. The wokeness that they have, the activists that they have, they are killing everything. We are watching money go down the drain. But you know what? They can't back off. Jar Jar Abrams cannot back off. It would be an admission of failure. It would be an admission that what they are doing is killing Hollywood. Instead, they start throwing words around like racist, transphobe, homophobe, sexist, misogynist, and every other word you can think of to try to deflect the fact they are putting out garbage shows. Absolute dumpster fire shows. Shows where the plot is diversity and inclusion. When you ask them about the story, well, it's about representation, which is why Amazon's Rings of Power is about to come out and be a literal dumpster fire. Between Kathleen Kennedy and Jar Jar Abrams, we have watched beloved franchises go down the toilet. George Lucas recently, and I will leave you with this story, George Lucas recently accepted an award alongside Kathleen Kennedy. George talked about the importance of a producer overseeing everything and having a good story and making sure that a quality product is put out. Kathleen Kennedy, that sweet, moronic Southern belle, came out and she started spouting off those words. We have come into a new era of diversity, inclusion, representation, and the LGBT agenda. And ladies and gentlemen, if you think that she's the only one, remember, for every one of her, there are 100 more gunning for her position, and 100 more gunning for those positions. And it goes down because right now, activists have infiltrated everything. And if you think it's over, think again. Hollywood will go down in flames before they admit they are wrong. And all of this, ladies and gentlemen, is being pushed by one giant idiot named Jar Jar Abrams. General Saunders out.